says employees failed to wash their hands properly. Plus, cheese and tomatoes were at unsafe temperatures. And there were 2 live roaches and 3 dead roaches in the kitchen.
Can I ask you about the roach problem? Right, ma'am.
Let me call my manager. We cannot answer no questions, sir.
Were the roaches getting into
Sir,
the food? That's all we
don't
want to know.
answer no questions.
This employee said there was no manager on site, and that was not the only issue we identified. Let's rewind. If you look closely, the wrong health score was posted, a 91 from back in February.
Could you exit the store, please? Let me call my manager, please. Thank you. Y'all can exit the store. Y'all not welcome. Thank you.
Now to some other scores. In Gwinnett County, Pizza Hut on Singleton Road in Norcross scored a 94. In Fulton County, H&F Burger inside Ponce City Market received 96 points on a reinspection. And in Clayton County, Bay Breeze Seafood Restaurant on Terra Boulevard in Hampton earned a 99. And back here at NFA Burger on Chamblee Dunwoody Road, they picked up a 100 on their last health inspection. In fact, 3 in a row. Congratulations, they are the winner of this week's Golden Spatula Award. All right, take a look at what you can get. Over here, the classic double. They've got the double with the Belgian waffle bun. You can also order the tots, and they have that special sauce to go with it. And take a look at the Southsider. That is one darn good dog right there. Vienna beef sausage, onions, pickles, really good stuff. And for dessert, they have the FFO, the Fanta Frozen Orange. Looks really good. You got to check this place out. I'm going with the classic double. We'll see you guys next week. Boy, that's good.
It does look pretty good.
It does look good.
Make me hungry. All right, Halloween lovers, listen up. Here's a job that will keep you celebrating your favorite holiday all year long. One of the biggest Halloween companies, Spirit Halloween, is looking to hire you to be their first ever Chief Spirit Officer. As CSO, you'll help lovers of the holiday stay hyped about it all year long. The perks include $10,000 cash, free costumes, and this is for a decade, and VIP decor shopping experience. To apply for this coveted position, post a video or picture on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or even TikTok.
All right, parents, listen up. We've got a major consumer alert to tell you about. Hoverboard batteries sold at Walmart, Target, and Amazon are being recalled because they can overheat and start a fire. We're talking about GLW battery packs, and they're installed in the HoverAx 2.0 hoverboards. So far, there have been 20 reports of these batteries overheating, even smoking. Thankfully, no one has been hurt. And we begin with breaking news at 6 o'clock and shocking images out of Afghanistan. More than 60 people confirmed dead, 140 wounded after multiple bombings near Kabul's airport.
At least 12 American service members are among the casualties. ISIS has reportedly claimed responsibility for the attack. We just heard from President Joe Biden moments ago.
To those who carried out this attack, as well as anyone who wishes America harm, know this: we will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
The attack comes as the U.S. is trying to get American citizens and Afghan allies out before the August 31st deadline. So far, 4,500 Americans have been evacuated. An estimated 1,500 remain.
And reaction pouring in from local lawmakers. Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock calling the violent events in Kabul, quote, heartbreaking.
Republican Congressman Jody Hice argues President Biden is responsible for the bloodshed spilled during the withdrawal.
And Representative Barry Loudermilk says he asked for prayers for our military, American citizens, and innocent victims of this senseless attack.
Even thousands of miles away, the violence in Afghanistan impacting our community.
CBS 46's Jamie Kennedy is live tonight talking to local Afghans who are planning to take action here. Jamie.
Yeah, good evening, Rick. The local Afghans I spoke to say that they are very scared about the deteriorating situation in Afghanistan. And while they will rally here on Saturday to show support for those trapped inside the country. The The explosions in Kabul may be thousands of miles away, but Atlanta's Afghan community feels every one.
I mean, at this point, it's almost all we talk about. We're scared. People have families, people have friends that are still over there trying to get out.
The death of US and Afghan civilians at Kabul airport only compounding an already tenuous situation as the August 31st deadline looms large.
I mean, that's a deadline that provides anxiety for people trying to get out. That's what we have to go by with what the government leaders are saying here and in Afghanistan.
Afghans here have family members still in the danger zone among the thousands of people anxiously awaiting to get out. Governor Brian Kemp agreed that there should be no deadline when it comes to evacuating US citizens and says we cannot forget Afghans who have aided America.
We need to support those, like the individual that walked around Afghanistan with General John King and with Tom Carden, and help keep them out of harm's way and help save American lives.
The Afghan community in Atlanta says we can expect to see some refugees here.
There are people, refugees coming to Atlanta. The goal is not to just get them out, but for the ones who do, for the ones who are lucky enough to get out, is to help them resettle. Getting out is only the beginning of the battle.
The community has organised a rally and protest for this weekend to send a message that leaders near and far have a duty not to turn their backs on the dire situation.
We've organized a protest. It is on this Saturday, August 28th, 2 days from now, at Woodruff Park in Atlanta, Georgia. It is part of a worldwide coordinated effort. Tell your friends, look us up on social media.
So Sukanda also tells me that as the 20-year 9/11 anniversary draws near, it's sad for him to see the country back to where it started from, and hopes that lots of people will be out here this Saturday at Woodruff Park to let the country know that the world still supports them. At Woodruff Park, Jamie Kennedy for CBS 46 News.
Jamie, thank you. Atlanta-based Delta Airlines helping evacuate Americans and Afghan evacuees. Delta operating more than 24 flights from the Middle East.
They're emotional missions. The people that we're carrying back are leaving only with the clothes on their back, and many of them don't even have shoes on their feet. So we're doing a great job of taking care of them, getting them safely home.
So far, Delta has carried more than 3,000 refugees back into the U.S.
Stay with CBS 46 as we continue to follow the crisis in Kabul. Download the free CBS 46 streaming app to get breaking alerts sent straight to your phone.
New tonight, mandatory COVID testing for all Atlanta teachers.
Atlanta Public Schools APS says it will happen twice a week. It'll start September 7th, and it comes as cases continue to spike in schools. APS reported more than 700 cases since the beginning of August. More than half of those were from last week alone.
Child cases are trending upward across the metro. CBS 46's Megan Packer live at a testing site in Brookhaven. Megan, good evening.
Sean, hi there. You know, the line of cars we've been seeing out here all day finally went away when they finally shut down operations out here at this drive-through testing and vaccine clinic within the past hour. About 20% of the people coming out here are children, I've learned. And I spoke with a pediatrician from Gwinnett County today. Her office is so incredibly busy. She tells me this is like something she's never seen over the course of her career.
Things are very, very busy. Overwhelmingly busy, too busy to keep up or to catch up.
And exhausted but determined, Dr. Kiana Washington says she and her colleagues are doing the very best they can.
We are receiving about 1,000 phone calls per day.
The pediatrician with Gwinnett Pediatrics and Adolescent Medicine says she's seen 30 to 36 young patients a day, much more than her normal caseload. Doctors are forced to figure out which patients are the most urgent, and in some instances have to direct families to other healthcare facilities.
So many of the COVID tests that we are doing are popping up positive. It's a lot. It's all ages. It's 1 month old, 6 months old, 16-year-olds, 6-year-olds, kids who are in school, kids who are not in school.
43% of Georgians are fully vaccinated right now, and Dr. Washington says more parents are starting to ask for their children to get the shot. People 12 and older are eligible for it, but that has not stopped some hopeful parents from inquiring.
I've had a couple of parents of 11-year-olds who they were like, well, he's almost the size of a 12-year-old. Can we just go ahead and get it done? And, my answer to that is no, not yet, but it will come soon.
Most COVID cases in children are mild, but for some, it can be another story. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta currently has 37 patients hospitalized with the coronavirus, most of them with pre-existing conditions.
condition called MIS-C, which comes 4 to 6 weeks after an acute COVID infection. That is what tends to get the kids. And so I'm worried about what things are going to look like in 4 to 6 weeks in the hospital.
And Dr. Washington says it's hard to predict which children will develop that condition. That's something they see weeks after kids get COVID-19. In addition to the coronavirus, she's also seen children with other respiratory illnesses in her office. She's a mother herself. She has a 7-year-old, and she tells me she is counting down until there is authorization for his age group to get the vaccine. Live in Brookhaven, Megan Packer, CBS 46 News.
Megan, thank you. Tonight, CBS 46 tracking a new tropical system, Ida, just strengthened to a tropical storm. It is churning through the Caribbean, expected to become a major hurricane with impacts on the U.S.
Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez joining us now. So, Jen, we're talking now about Ida. What kind of impact are we going to see?
Yeah, and we are expecting very heavy rain, damaging winds along the Gulf Coast, and those outer bands will impact North Georgia as well as we head into the middle of next week. Right now, the storm, it's official, a tropical storm with 40-mile-an-hour winds. It is expected to intensify as it moves over the Gulf of Mexico, becoming a very strong Category 2 hurricane as it makes landfall on the Louisiana coast. It will then take a sharp turn to the northeast. As it does, we're going to see those heavy downpours over Tennessee, and on its current path, this system will bring rain to North Georgia late Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. Coming up, I'll pinpoint how much rain we're expecting, exactly when those heavy downpours will arrive, and what this could mean for your weekend plans.
Thanks very much, Jen. We have some brand new details tonight. Safety changes are coming to the Beltline after a car crashed off a bridge and onto the trail last night. The driver you see on the right there, 87-year-old Betty Hodo, unfortunately, she died.
CBS 46's Mary Smith is live at the scene of the crash, and Mary, her family now pushing for better barriers to prevent any future tragedies.
Yeah, that's right. And this is what remains here on the bridge where this accident happened yesterday. There are concrete barriers which were placed here last night. We also just learned that GDOT plans to make permanent changes to the bridge following this accident. Meanwhile, her daughter is mourning her death and asking any witnesses to come forward.
Beautiful, ambitious, outgoing, courageous, stubborn, but good as gold. He was very loving and willing to offer a helping hand to anybody that needed.
Tanya Hodo says she has many questions. Her mother, Betty Hodo, died when her vehicle went over this bridge onto the Beltline Wednesday.
Is it something that caused her to bear towards that area or direction that took her out of her focus of on the streetway, scared her, startled her? I'm desperately asking any witnesses, anybody that can come forth, please provide necessary information.
APD says its preliminary investigation shows Hodo left the road, hit the fence, and went over the side. It says she was driving the only car involved, but witnesses on scene described a different story.
I heard her hit the bridge, and then I saw her car go down there. But the other people that came from the road said that she was avoiding getting hit by somebody.
After the accident, the city placed these concrete barriers around the bridge. A safety feature Hodo wishes came sooner.
It could have been some infrastructures that could have been better facilitated. They should reinforce it and make it more properly durable. There are some things that can be done.
And a spokesperson with GDOT tells us they are assessing the temporary barriers here while they wait for a contract for a long-term fix. We're live on the southwest side. I'm Mary Smith, CBS 46 News.
Mary, thank you. Just in at 6, Brookhaven police releasing this sketch of an attempted kidnapping suspect. A 50-year-old woman told officers she was walking her dog on Sunday when a black sedan pulled up on Citadel Drive. Moments later, she says a man attacked her and tried to pull her into the car and was attacked from behind. The victim was able to get away with minor scratches and bruises.
A terrifying armed robbery caught on camera in Atlanta. Surveillance video showing a man holding a clerk at gunpoint at the T-Mobile on Donald Lee Hollowell Parkway. And you can see the man there grabbing several new phones before taking off. If you have any information, call Atlanta Crime Stoppers.
Still ahead at 6, homeowners in black neighborhoods lowballed are practicing appraising practices to blame.
Any indication of our ethnicity was removed.
We had our neighbors stand in.
A local family taking action to get a fair assessment. CBS 46 digging into the decades-old problem.
Plus, a mortuary van stolen with a body still inside. The shocking chase caught on camera.
Okay, I got you now. Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna stay away. I'm gonna stay back here in the dark. Because you won't pan in the dark, will you, honey? Oh no, I won't be close. Okay, thank you.
New at 6, racial bias in housing is still a major issue in 2021. A new study finds homes in black neighborhoods are undervalued on average by $46,000. There are also plenty of stories of black homeowners in white neighborhoods being lowballed.
Some experts are blaming the gap on appraising practices. As CBS 46's Ashley Thompson explained, some black families are taking measures to make sure their homes are assessed fairly.
We felt the pressure.
We did.
David and Gwendolyn Cooper's Gwinnett County house is pristine. The landscaping, the furniture, the decor, it shows like a model home.
We always say wear your melanin with pride, so that when others see it, you're trend setting.
With mortgage refinance rates at historic lows, the Coopers wanted to take advantage. As part of the process, a home appraisal was needed. But before they called anyone, Gwendolyn took to Facebook to ask other black and brown women whether they believed race would play a role in her home's perceived worth.
And I was really kind of blown away by the responses. I would say about 99% of the responses I received were indicating that yes, more than likely race will be a factor.
So the Coopers had an idea.
Any indication of our ethnicity was removed.
They stripped their 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home of family photos and other items that might identify them. And they even went a step further.
We had our neighbors stand in, not come in, but had the appraiser go over and get the key from our neighbor.
A study by Redfin reveals concerning data. The average home in a primarily black neighborhood is worth $46,000 less than a comparable home in a primarily white neighborhood. Redfin analyzed more than 7 million homes, accounting for size, condition, neighborhood, amenities, and schools. Nearly identical homes with significantly different values.
We struggle because I don't want to assume that the appraiser would not be professional enough to just look at the quality of the home.
But the reality is Black families in primarily white neighborhoods are also seeing discrimination in housing. After a Black homeowner in Indianapolis had her white neighbor stand in during an appraisal, her home value jumped more than $100,000.
So essentially, the approach to appraisals sort of compounds the history of redlining and undervaluing of neighborhoods and of homes that are occupied by communities of color.
Marissa Calderon, executive director of the National Community Reinforcement Coalition, advises homeowners to always seek multiple appraisals.
There are things about our homes that make our homes uniquely us and uniquely reflective of our culture and our character. And if we all have some amount of implicit bias and we bring that with us to work, then that is going to complicate someone evaluating something as deeply personal as your home.
Yeah, we bought this house this time last year.
Back in Suwanee, the Coopers' plan was foiled. While the appraiser was on site, their daughter, paying a surprise visit home from college, showed up unannounced. They say they are still waiting to find out what their home is worth, but tell me they learned a lesson that day.
What she said to us, are you guys really hiding your skin? That was eye-opening for us. Like, yeah, we are hiding our skin because you want more equity.
Wow. The Coopers' home was appraised at $425,000. They say they'll likely get another opinion. According to the Appraisal Institute, less than 2% of real estate appraisers are Black.